I forgot to mute my own stream. I remembered the banner though. I should get points. I should get points. I'm allowed to screw up by not muting the YouTube. Okay, there we go. So, hi, Juju. I've missed you.
Hi. The beauty of that is I too forgot to mute the stream.
What's coming through both our mics? Well, everybody, you got a double dose of the intro in an echo at the end. That was just that's our new take on it. We're like playing with whether we're going to reverb the whole thing. But I'm sure that the person who does our audio, we know, like, Records, his ears just went bright red. And he probably threw his headphones. You know that, right? He's like, God damn it. I taught them better than that. Anyway, hello, everybody. It's so nice to have so many of you here in the chat.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Hey, Janae, Teresa, Gadio.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, I got to show you. I saw this comment. Wait, I saw this comment when I came in. Wait. And I started. Look. There's a clarion there. Be and bear as well. Open wide, come inside. It's chat time. What a lovely poem, Mark. That was so nice to see when I first got here. It's so nice. I didn't know you were a poet too. Yeah. Well, anyway, is it sweet? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still figuring out how to work my computer. Like I've never done this before. I'm like, where are we? Where do I look?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I started. I thought, hey, Christola was here in the beginning. Oh, noticing Mark's wonderful poem. Hey, rabbits. Hey, rabbits in Turtle Moves. Oh, there's somebody named Juju. Oh, yeah. Huh, you? Yeah, that's you. That's you.
There's only one Juju.
No, not just one Juju. Just a Juju. Just one Juju. That's all we need. Like, right?
I mean, I'd like to think that's all you need, but
Yeah. Exactly. Hi, Sean and Rocket Couch. Hey, Janae. It's been a while. It's nice to see you. But I'm sorry. Like I got Karen just came in. But yeah, go to Full House there, and we bring nothing. It's a shame too. Y'all showed up, and we got nothing for you. Like
literally nothing.
Literally.
I mean, we've never planned anything, but like. I mean, I don't even have a funny story. Like I got nothing's been going on.
I can't even argue about the banner or anything or pick with it. Like, look, the banner's on.
Oh, you did remember the banner. Good job on you.
I did. I know. See, that's why I was making fun because I did forget to mute my YouTube tab though.
Well, we can't win them all.
It's because you hear that? You hear that coughing? I have not coughed all day and most of yesterday, hardly at all, maybe once or twice, like while I was sleeping. And then as soon as I went to stream, I kid you not, people, I was doing nothing but coughing and choking with Juju in the back room. Like, I'll die. I'm like, what's going on? I've been much better, you know?
You sound a lot better. You sound like you feel a lot better.
I feel like some of my energy is back. I do.
Are you in the deceptive state where you're like, oh, I feel better, but really you're not better. You're just better than you were.
That was last week when I did. That was the day I did the trial, the hearing with Judge Toll. That was that day. I thought it was going to be okay, and it was like a long day. I died afterwards. I was just like, oh
I can tell by the end. You're like, I'm done. I'm duck soup.
Like, hey, y'all, that was nice that you were here. Bye. See you. God.
Sometimes at the end of streams, though, it's like that. You're like, I don't have time to wind down. I just want out.
I was just like, you're supposed to do it all nice and thank everybody and all that. And I'm like, nah, you like, I got it. Y'all stood here for 8 hours. You know what's going on. Like, I'm out of here. Bye.
Go talk about it somewhere else.
No, it wasn't that bad. I wasn't asking. Like, it wasn't that bad. I wasn't like telling them to go someplace else.
No, you were good. It was good.
Yeah, I tried. Hey, Christopher Morte. Good to see you.
Oh man, yeah. Kieran's having chocolate and tea, and I was gonna make tea before this, and I forgot.
Oh, Turtle Moves, is it Monday there? I feel for you. I don't like Mondays either, and I definitely don't like coffee. But I think I have one. I usually take Mondays off unless there's a lot of cooking up. But I,
Wednesday is really the day I hate.
really, why? Because it's hump day. It's the middle. Like you don't know what to do. Like what?
I
Why?
don't know. It just angers me
Why?
because I've always.
Wait. It's not just bugs you. It angers you. Wait, Wednesday angers you. Now I gotta know. Now, come on. This is deep.
It's just an infuriating day. First of all, when I was growing up, I always had to do stuff on Wednesdays that I never wanted to do. So now I just resent Wednesdays. But
Is
like
it
once
like a
you
tour
do
day?
Wednesday, I mean, basically you're on the weekend.
Mm. Well, I don't know. I kind of like Wednesdays. Like it's like the middle. Like then you can look forward to the weekend. Like you can really start planning what you want to do for the weekend. Sort of. You can like take a take a look at what you still have to accomplish for the week, and then look forward to the weekend. Like you still
Wednesday
have a
is always
couple of
like the
days.
day I have to get through. I'm like, oh, if you can just make it through Wednesday, then you're good to
Mhm.
go. Till
Yeah, it's the day you look and see, did I do what I needed to do this week? And I've only got like 2 days to finish it up if I didn't. Like I got to get to it.
that's
Like I got to
true.
get to it.
Like I
Yeah.
always know if I'm going to accomplish my goals by Wednesday or not.
I don't know. I look forward, like maybe it's because I do true crime. I like Tuesdays and love Fridays. Thursdays for me is cool because, like, I'm hanging out with Justin. That's Friday in New Zealand. Thursday is so like it's the start of the weekend because, like, you know what I mean. Like it just kind of overlaps. So I usually look forward to Thursday night.
Yeah, I like
Mm.
Thursday night too. And I sort of include Thursday in my weekend. I'm like, the weekend has
Oh,
begun.
okay. The rabbits is reining us in here. Clairview and JuJu Bee, I already dropped the subject. What was the drinks in the stream thumbnail? Mojitos, sour, anything else? The picture wasn't pixely enough. Those were margaritas. Regular tequila margaritas, and that's why the stream is this limey green, icky color.
I'm a big fan of the margaritas.
Yeah. Yes, Juju had gone out and told me a nice story. Like she had a good day. She was in a really happy mood, and that's one of the last times I talked to her because I've been sick. Like we haven't really been able to get together much. Like we have usually a lot of time we spend on a stream, and once or twice during the week maybe. But I have not been able to talk. Like, and if I do a stream, I'm not in the Discords talking with everybody because I'm like, trying to, save my voice because I'm so far behind in recording. But I don't want to get depressed and talk about that.
Yeah, because that's something.
Yeah,
And we don't have time
that's
for something.
We don't have no time for something. I'm just gonna take a drink and let Juju tell you what is so great about a margarita.
I mean, I just love them. I like them. Margaritas in an old fashioned glass.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, listen, I have a beef with you and rabbits. Let's just.
Rabbits, a margarita in any glass is good because, like, sometimes they make those like frosted margaritas that are all like the ice is all like they're all like a smoothie. I don't want a margarita smoothie. I want a real margarita,
I
which is like
agree. On the
before they
rocks.
before they turned it into that girly frozen go to the beach kind of frou whatever umbrella drink that it was. It used to just be a margarita, and it was in a glass like that, and it was good. And that's why I use that glass, like just a regular margarita.
I
Right?
don't mind a frozen margarita and then you pour a beer over it. That's delicious.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. That I don't know. I might have to put a poll up on that one.
It's called something, I cannot remember what, but it's super
Wait,
good.
they literally pour a beer over the frozen margarita in the same glass?
Yeah, you make like a pretty thick frozen margarita.
This sounds exactly like something they made up during spring break over there when too many people were drunk and they ran out of fancy. This sounds like no, this does not sound. I don't know.
No, it's delicious. Drink it on a real hot day when you're outside, goofing off, frozen margarita, pour a beer over it.
Hey, call
You're
me
welcome,
uppity.
world.
You call me uppity, but you're gonna have a hard time getting me to drink a beer at all, let alone over a freaking margarita. No.
See, I'm a beer gal. Like that's what.
No. I mean, there is something to be said on a really hot day, a really, really cold ale, like icy, icy cold ale. Yes. And I do like, you know, some kind of beers, but not like regular beer. I don't know. I don't know. But that's the beauty of us. Like we're different. you, you like beer,
You're like, yeah, you, that's
and
a
I'm like,
very nice way to put it. We're
yeah,
different.
we're different. Like we're just a little different. Give me my cognac. Give me some red wine. Give me my good coffee. Or really, really like I like a vodka martini. Like yes, that would be good. I could do that.
I'm not big on martinis.
Hmm. I don't
Although
like them with gin. I just like vodka martinis, which is really just iced vodka in a glass.
I kind of ruined them. You ever get so drunk on something you're like, can't go back to that ever again?
Yeah, in my 20s, tequila, the smell of it now, and I'm just like, oh no. Oh yeah.
That's
Mm,
martinis for me. I was like, nope.
yeah. Yeah. No. No, yeah, tequila. It has to be really good tequila to get me into it. Like I don't even drink a lot of margaritas or anything anymore. It's
I
just
mean, we drink it. There's a restaurant down the street from my house that we go to. Strictly, well, I mean, I'm going to say for the food, but we go for the margaritas and then we just eat while we're there. But it's perfect because if anyone has a bad day, we're like, restaurant. And then they used to have
yeah.
happy hour. I think they cut it out for us. So you could get half price pitchers. So we
I
just had to
love
make
happy
sure
hour.
someone was there by like 5:30. We're like, get there.
I like when they have happy hours and they have tapas, little plates, like appetizer stuff, like that you can
Yeah.
have. Like I love that. I like just they do that, reduced drinks and you can socialize with people and stuff like that. But I'll go and then like my friends will make fun of me because I wouldn't drink. You know what I mean? But like I could just take a white wine spritzer and just sip it for 3 hours, like the same one.
Well, see,
Because I
that's
didn't
half
want
my
to drink.
friends are drinkers and half aren't. So,
Yeah, but in my defense, I was always like so busy. I had so much going on. Like I really couldn't afford a drunk. You know what I mean? Like as much like I don't have anything against it at all. Like, people like do what you're gonna do. I just didn't have that kind of downtime. Like, what I mean? I couldn't. Like, I just couldn't. Yeah. But hey Mousy.
get
Hey
everybody
Jean.
putting what they drink. Now I want
I
to drink.
know. Extra dirty martinis. I do like olives, so yes, make it dirty. Make it really dirty, Karen. I do like that. I do like my olives.
I agree, Rocket Couch. I don't drink the fun, colorful stuff unless I'm in a warm, beachy place, and then I drink the heck out of it.
Exactly. Vacations is something else. Like in Cancun, I remember being able to swim up to the bar, like you're lounging in the pool and everything, and you could swim up to the bar. And so I probably drank a lot of fruity things, that I know
Yeah, okay, but
wouldn't
that's fun
normally.
too because those are all included. So if you're like, I don't like this one, you just order another one, and you can just go through the whole menu. You're like,
Exactly. Just don't order the one in the big coconut. It's not no, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't There was a bunch of us and we were on it was actually supposed to be like a educational convention. We were supposed to be getting our CEUs for some really serious stuff. It was in Cancun. And so like after the seminars, like we would hit the pool and the swim up bar. And those coconuts are full of like 7 different liquors or whatever. Not good. And so then you would just drink that, and you would just go lay on one of the lounges with the towel over your face, so you didn't get burnt for the rest of the night. That was it.
see, the key
Um,
is you have to order a drink and a water. That way, because I
well,
always love the all inclusive when you wake up and you're like, how are those people drinking? Then you get down there and you're like, yep, bring it on.
yep. I'm tiny though, so like I didn't even get through all of it, and I was like plastered and passed out. So that only happened once. Like that only happened once. That one, like I tried it the once, and then they kept doing it every day, but not me. I was like, nope, been there, done that. That was it.
Yeah, you
I'll
have
take
to
the
maintain just the right buzz. Too drunk,
Mhm.
then you're like, I ruined the next day. Or
No, and you're in Cancun, and I'm there, even if it is a business thing, you're in Cancun, like it's gorgeous. Like I wanted to see things. I wanted to, go to clubs. I wanted to, I wanted to go to fancy restaurants and do stuff. You know,
did you go to fancy restaurants?
I did in Cancun. There was this place. It was a Moroccan restaurant, and when I went in, right, they came and they took my when I went and they put us in this big satiny pillowed booth. Right, there was like 10 of us. We were all together, and then they came and they took my shoes off and put satin pillow under my feet.
Really?
Yes, it was amazing. And the food, oh my God, you get me on the food. The food was unbelievable. But they treated the women. There was like three other women in the party that I was with, and they did the same thing. They took all of our shoes off and they put our feet on satin pillows. Hmm.
Do you know some of the best food I've ever had was in Cancun, of all places? There's a few things I still think about from there.
Well, in the hotel that I was staying in, they did have a sister hotel across town that had a five-star restaurant in it that we went to, and I can't remember the name of it. It was something Sands. And I actually, crazy that I am, here I am, Cancun, like, Mexico, right? What
Mhm.
do? I order capraccio, which is raw beef, thin raw beef with like, what's wrong with me? I don't know. Like, they tell you don't drink the water, and here I am eating raw beef. Like, but it was delicious and I didn't get sick. So it was a good five-star restaurant,
Well,
actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
there was no
Mm.
water in it.
No, well, no, but I just thought that that was odd because, like, here they are. If they don't, if you have to worry about parasites in the water, wouldn't you have to worry about parasites like everywhere? Like, I'm just thinking, not a good
No.
idea. Yeah.
Although I've made the mistake before, like a dumbass, where, they're like, "Don't drink the water," and I'm like, "Oh,
Mhm.
I found the ice machine, everyone."
This is great. Oh, I agree, Mark. Sangria is wonderful to make for a party. And we do that for pool parties a lot. Only my girlfriend, when she makes sangria, it's not just wine and fruit. There's liquor in there. Like her
What liquor
sangria
does
is
she put
strong.
in?
I It's vodka in something else. I want to say triple
Triple
sec
sec feels right.
in vodka, and maybe something else, some other kind of orange liqueur thing.
Look,
Um, and it's in big pitchers. Like, she's got like really huge pitchers. Like you can't even lift these pitchers. Um, and she just makes big batches of it, lots of fresh fruit and everything, but it's very liquor liquor loaded. It's not like just wine. Mm. I learned the hard way at her pool parties. Yeah. Mm.
that's what pool parties are for.
Well, you gotta wonder if you were only drinking one glass of wine and you like are looped. Like you're wondering what's going on, right? Like, listen, fruit, like drunk fruit shouldn't make me this loopy. Like,
Dude, I did
really?
that to my grandma one time. My cousin and I were making margaritas. And I was like, "Grandma, do you want a margarita?" And she goes, "Yes." And she chugged it. And she asked for another one. And I kept bringing them to her. And I was like, "We haven't eaten dinner yet, Grandma. Like, you're down in these." And she goes, "There's liquor in these."
Oh my God, she didn't even realize. Isn't that oh my God, it's like, oh, hopefully you took care of her. Like, did you take care of grandma? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I made her
Yeah.
eat dinner and we stopped serving her. I was like, we're like,
Yeah.
"Grandma's about to be laid out, everyone. And our parents
Oh
are going to
my God.
kill us for
My nan
taking
was
her
a lot of
down."
fun like that. My nan was fun, but like my nan would only drink straight liquor, scotch, bourbon, rye, gin, straight. That's it. Anything else was just a crime. She thought. I don't know. She's like, why bother with all that stuff? Like, why? It's like,
I
okay.
mean, I kind of respect that.
I can.
I'm not
Yeah, I
strong
can.
enough for that.
I don't know. I like there's a bourbon, a Woodford Reserve that I like. It's kind of smoky, in one ice cube, two fingers in a glass. Like, but that'll do me. Like that'll do me. But if I need something to warm me up, it's usually like cognac. We'll put cognac in my coffee. You know, a little bit. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
hey, Cristola. Hmm.
I love a coffee like that.
Well, Fish Nerd was smoking roasts today on. Wow, was it warm enough? Cause aren't you north? Like, isn't it still cold?
Dude, it's warm enough
Mm.
here. It's beautiful here.
Hmm. Yeah, Cristola, 2 fingers. That's how I measure on the side of the glass, like the shot
Mhm.
glass. That's how I measure.
If
You
I
know,
know Cristola, she's implying something else.
I hmm. I don't think I'm well enough to have those kind of discussions yet.
Well, I'd just like to point out that Rocket Couch already mocked us. He said, for anyone keeping score, that's roughly 15 minutes for food to enter the chat.
It started with booze. We got inebriated first, Rocket Couch. We get a little bit of credit. And the banner was already in play. I mean, everything else that happens today is gravy. I mean, this is a milestone. Like, seriously.
That's true. I'm real proud of you for that banner. I mean, I don't judge you for forgetting it because I forget every time. And then when people in chat say it, I'm like, oh, yeah.
I have a thing about the YouTubey things. Like here I am, I'm a YouTuber, right? No doubt about it. I'm out here like freaking all the time, right? I'm a YouTuber, I admit it. So why do I have all these issues about the YouTube stuff? I don't know. It's just like it doesn't make any sense. Like I should just go with it. Like just do what I got to do.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't
Stop
know.
with the banner banter.
I know. Stop with the bit. Yep.
Oh,
Why? We talk about nothing, Cristola. Like we don't even have a subject. Is it? We'll talk about the
dude,
banner.
I keep searching for this. I was watching a podcast the other day and I heard him say, it's nothing. You've got to commit to nothing. And I was like, what? Is that our
It's.
tagline?
Do you know how hard it is for me to commit to nothing? But I actually love it. I actually. Oh look! Here he goes, my dragon queen. She's proud of me too. Look, look. Oh, I got tears in my eyes now. Now I feel happy. I do. Do I need to refresh the page or is the likes meter still at 2? What? 16 people here and only 2 of you like us? Which two actually like us, Juju?
Well, I was one of them.
Oh no, I think I'm the other one. We're the only 2 that like our stream.
Even Rabbits, who's like condemning people, didn't like it.
I know because I always like it before the stream starts, so I know one of them's mine. So come on, rabbits, you're calling everybody out. Did you like the stream? Like, come on, people. Cristola, you're right. Juju and I do like each other a little bit. Like we can tolerate each other. It's amazing.
No.
We also
Claire
drive each
struggles with
other
that a
out of.
little more than me. Like,
We also drive each other crazy. Like, no, come on. I know I annoy you. I can I am annoying AF. I know this about myself. I know I get under you. I know I annoy you sometimes. I have
don't
to.
you think everyone is, though? Everyone's annoying.
Yeah, but you know me. Like I can't do anything like everybody else. I'm gonna take it to the double nines or whatever they Whoop. Oh.
You're what we in the business call passionate.
You mean like a little too much? Yeah. Mhm.
Sometimes.
I know. I know myself pretty well. That's why I really love my friends. It's the ones that can put up with me. Like, I know I can be crazy.
But
Uh,
I think that's what I think that's what it's all about. You're just looking the world over for people who tolerate you.
this
And
is true. And it as ridiculous as as it sounds, actually it's not because you got to give credit where credit's due, right, Juju? So those that really put up with us when we're like not at our best, you know.
yeah.
And also I can be very, very chatty. Everybody knows this. So I think everybody should just say a silent good vibe and send like, like one of those internet hug things over to Wrecker because he's been the one that had to put up with me every day for the last 3 weeks when I couldn't talk to anybody else because of my voice. And that poor man, that poor man, he's a saint. It's a freaking saint because I am not a good sick person. Like I'm grouchy and then I get bored. and then I get frumpy, and then I talk like a mile a minute, and then I'm coughing and I'm hacking. And yet every time, Juicy, I kid you not, every time we went to do something, like I felt well enough to watch a video or have a conversation, I literally would fall asleep like in 2 seconds, like boom.
That's because you tuckered yourself out with all those other activities.
I know, with all the coughing and the hacking and the this and that. Like, I'm just like, he did, yeah. And and my friends who checked on me and who tried to entertain me every here and there, and keep my spirits up because I was getting quite frustrated. It's been 3 weeks. I mean, that's
Yeah,
way
it's been a
too
long
long.
time.
Yeah, so I was getting crabby is the only word that I could think of. I mean, I miss streams. I was mad. Like I would go to watch somebody stream and I'd fall asleep. So I don't know if people were talking to me or not. I would say hello and then pass out. Like, and I'd come back later, the stream's all over. I wake up, the stream's gone. I have to go and watch the replay.
That is the word. Everyone's done that though. You fall
I
asleep
was
in a
just
stream, you're like, woo.
yeah, but it was getting to be like constant. You know.
Well, you needed rest.
Oh, now it's 18 and there's not that many people here. Well, that's good, Mousy. I like that.
Excellent.
Because that means that it was Juju and I, plus all 16 of you have actually liked the stream. I feel, you know what, Rabbits? Feel vindicated. You do that. You did that, dude. Thank you. You're such a good mod. Look at you.
That is good, Madden.
He got everybody to like the stream. Yeah. Awesome. I don't think I've had a stream where everybody who was here liked it. Like,
Really?
because everybody usually gets busy chatting and all. I myself forget to like streams until I go back. Like, I almost always like them when I do the replay, but when I'm there in the chat, I do often forget. Like,
I
and I
usually
have to
do
go
it
back.
right when I come in. Like when I get into chat, I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've been trying to remember to make comments and stuff like that because now I'm pushing people like, don't forget to comment. Don't forget to comment. Like, because it does help. You
You
know.
have to comment right after the stream or you forget to go back and do it. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I just wait for your stream to like fully end, refresh the page, and then throw a comment in there. Even if I don't have anything to say, I just say random whatever nonsense.
Mm.
It
I
helps.
just it does. It does. And and I use it like if people ask me questions, like I really mean it. I have people who watch the stream who may or may not be subscribers that comment on the back and ask me questions about stuff, information, like where to find things about certain cases, like and stuff like that.
We've had
Um
fun conversations in your comments, like when we were discussing Black Mirror, and I missed
oh,
the stream, and then I didn't attack everyone, but I like said a
mhm,
whole bunch to everyone in the comments section because I was sad
mm.
I couldn't say it all in chat.
Speaking of that, I heard that they're back in production. They are coming back. They got one whole episode under their belt, and they have all their directors all picked out, and we're gonna have more Black Mirror. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I can't wait to cover it. I also heard that Charlie Brooker's doing another series, a
Really?
different series. Yeah, yeah. That
What's the
he's
other
venturing
series?
something to do with horror. You know how they introduced that red mirror thing when they did the horror segment in the last
Oh
season
yeah.
and they mentioned Red Mirror? Well, that's actually the name of a project for his production company working on a horror series. That's what the what do they call it? The dailies, the papers, the Hollywood papers they're talking about.
Okay, but is this one of those like they tell us about it now and it's not going to come out for 5 years?
Mhm. I hope not because it's with Netflix and they're usually pretty good. And it was only the strike that held everybody back because with production and
Oh yeah, I
everything.
forgot about the strike.
And remember he said he had everything written already. They just have to bring it out. Like they just have to produce it. I see you, Mousy, but I don't know about that. I've got some bad luck. Like, with co-hosts. I don't think I'm ever gonna have a co-host again for Black Mirror. I like you and I want you to talk to me again. It's like
It's
I
cursed
don't
like that teacher in Harry Potter's.
I guess so because yeah. I just, I don't want to jinx anything, Mousy. You know,
Well,
tinfoil
I mean,
hat was taken over. What are you talking about, Cristola? You had a tinfoil hat? Okay, off to conspiracy theory. Did you put one in the chat? Oh no, you're just watching something else. Okay.
dude, I used to live next to somebody who put tinfoil all over their windows,
You know
and their
what?
landlord come over and made them take it down.
I had a neighbor who did that when I lived in this little small resort town right on the shore, and he was only there once in a while, and it was this little tiny shack of a house. But he actually would call the cops on me and say that my bedroom TV, because my bedroom on the second floor, um, was across the hall from his back room. He said that it was actually my TV was infiltrating his brain and brainwashing him. Okay. And that he couldn't put like he was putting tinfoil all over his rooms. And he came outside. He literally, you know how they tell you they wear tinfoil beanies?
Yeah.
He really did. Hmm.
Well, what
But
were you
Juju,
watching that was
I
brainwashing
don't
him?
know. I usually it was some crime thing. I used to watch Discovery ID and fall asleep, or it was MSN, like Rachel Maddow or something, or something like that, or the Jon Stewart show, or, something like that. But it wasn't anything like crazy. But here's the thing, Juju. Just picture this. You know those little beach chairs, the ones that are really low to the ground.
Yes.
Okay. So he's about 6 foot tall, and he's kind of slight, but he's the kind of slight build that looks a little silky, slick, sickly, like a little too underweight.
Oh, yeah. I know what you
Okay,
mean.
and then he's got a really long neck. Okay, all right, and he has long hair, kind of gray, and stringy, and the top part is all bald, so he looks a little bit like Ebenezer. All right, and he puts that little beanie on the bald spot, the silver, and then he wears a speedo that was baby pink and blue striped, going long ways. Okay, and he puts this little speedo on, and he sits out on the sidewalk in front of his house like that,
With the
every
beanie on?
with the beanie on.
Hmm. What was
Hmm.
his name?
You really want to know?
Was it Harry?
No, no,
What was
no.
it?
It was Philip.
Okay. Should that
I
mean something to me?
No,
The
it
way
was
you
just
said that, I was like, all right, is this a big reveal?
no, I mean, do you really want to know? I meant, like, seriously, do you really want to know? I mean, he had a name. I could tell you his name. I'm not going to tell you his last name or anything. But, like, yeah, this was my neighbor, the one that used to call the cops on me. So then I had like a mother-daughter and we used to rent like on the other side. So my girlfriend was over at a party on my house and we were hanging out. She got so mad at him that she went and she took the broom and she stirred the recyclings underneath his bedroom window every night. You know what that would
Mm.
sound like? Like just
I
think what that
do.
would sound. She'd do all the glass bottles and cans and everything, and she would go under there and she would stir them.
Did he ever call the cops about that?
Nope, he was terrified of that. He thought like there was a thunderstorm. He would come out. He would come out, and we would be
I
sitting
shouldn't
on the
laugh at that.
porch. I mean, she would do that, and we would be sitting on the porch, like drinking coffee, or she would be having wine, and I'd be having like tea, and we'd be sitting there talking, like you do, like in a summer beach home, resort. Like that's just how it was. And he would come out the front door like and go out and go, oh my god, did you hear the thunder? Like, how bad do you think this storm is? Do we have to tie all the furniture down? And she would just start laughing. And it was like every other night. And it was like every time he'd come out and say, oh my god, like, did you hear that thunder? like like what are we gonna do? Are you gonna, like, I don't want your furniture blowing in my yard.
Do you think he was mocking you? Because recycling doesn't sound like thunder.
I don't know. We would just piss ourselves laughing. We didn't care. She just liked torturing him because he was a little crazy. Like everybody in the neighborhood knew he was like crazy. And you really shouldn't mess with him. Now that I'm into true crime, I'm like, how crazy were we to mess with somebody that was off his rocker like that? We should have left that man alone.
Exactly.
Like
Let the
God,
crazy ones
God,
be.
God knows what's in his basement. Like really, seriously. You know. Hmm. I have no idea.
Actually, he's probably like one of the safer ones. Like the crazy seems crazy. It's the people who,
Mm-hmm.
usually in the interviews, they're like, we never suspected a thing.
Yeah. Mark says, "Oh, he's an alien. He could have been. I mean, you know what? He did have, like not an alien like from outer space, but he could have been a foreign or an immigrant because he did have a pretty good accent too. But his name was Philip. Like, so I don't know. Like, I don't, re- I don't recall his last name that well. So,
That's good.
hmm.
We don't need to know his last name. We
No,
already
I
know his
mean,
face.
just so that I could figure out if it was like foreign or not.
I mean, I used to live in it was like four little, like,
Or
I don't know, it was two duplexes. So four like
mhm.
apartments right in a row. And the people who live there, one was the tinfoil person.
Did they really use tinfoil?
They did. And they had signs all over their house and all over like the outside of their house that said, if I'm found dead, do this. And then they like list of like a to-do list for people.
Hmm.
But when they were found, they just passed away naturally, everyone. People did not follow those lists. And I always felt a little bad for her for that. I'm like, you know, shouldn't ask for much.
Yep. So Rocky Cow says, don't they know that tinfoil is actually an antenna for mind reading aliens? And the tinfoil hat thing is a hoax in order to make those with things to hide easier to read. Okay, so then they found out what was in his basement. Christopher, you're coming in it like I can't explain it. Yes, we're talking about my crazy neighbor in Ocean Grove, like who and my girlfriend who used to like to tease him and make him a little worse. And now we're thinking that that was like not the right thing to do. I mean, I watch too much true crime now. Like, I'm like, this was not good. This was not good.
Do you watch enough true crime that it ever freaks you out in real life?
Um, that's a really good question. There is not a single case that I cover, even the ones now, and I'm pretty careful, like about the issues that I want to look into, and I try to make sure there's something intriguing about it legally or that I want to actually explore for a conversation. I am affected by all of it. Um, yeah, in some way. Like there's cases I can't even talk about, on YouTube because I just get too, what did you call me before? Passionate? Like it would be
Well,
passionate to a fault.
I think
Yeah.
there's a difference because there's cases where I'm like, or even sometimes I'll listen to a podcast or whatever, and I'll go, I can't listen to this anymore. Because I
Hmm.
was listening to one day at work, and I was like bawling at my desk. I'm like, I can't. Why am
Yeah.
I listening to this?
I try to stay away. There's so much out there, and everybody's always like, Claire, there's like so much like true crimes covered, like the Law and Orders covering this, Court TV. Like, look at the Troconis one, look at the Crumbly case, look at the this, that, and the other thing. And I'm just like, um, there's just not enough time in the day. And also, like, I have to be able to walk away from a lot of it. Um, the Crumbly case legally is fascinating to me because the parents are on trial for what the child did because the parents should have been aware.
Yeah.
They're saying the parents should have been aware of his mental state, and the parents actually bought the weapon that was used to do the shooting. So they are complicit in a way, but this is the first time, like not the first time, but publicly that we hear a lot about it and everybody talking about it, that parents are going on trial separately, not together as parents, but individually being charged and tried, okay, for manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, not just contributing, but for the manslaughter. And
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about that. Well, it wasn't the son was found. He doesn't have mental issues, I believe.
mm, see, that's the thing. When they started reading the diary, and I was talking about this earlier, not that I want to turn this into a true crime segment because I don't, but I think this is an important thing, like for everybody. because the issue was really strong. I do think parents should be held responsible for some things, especially shitty parents. Okay, not that I want to judge anybody as a parent. I'm a parent myself. I don't want to be judged. Well, one of our jobs as a parent is to make a better life for our kids and to make sure that they can actually function in the real world as adults and be contributing people to society, period. Okay. You can have whatever beliefs you want about it, however that can be done, but that's kind of the whole thing. And so when this boy's diary, so to speak, or journal, whatever you want to call it, was read out, and for weeks and months he pled with his parents to get help, that he was hearing voices, that he was like haunted by some ghost, that he was angry all the time. And they were like, just like, buckle up, buttercup, like, the hell with it. Like, he could have got help. And like, if a child is talking like that to you, when is the answer ever like, let's just buy him a gun for Christmas?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't mean to laugh.
I mean,
Sorry.
I just
But
thought it was
that's
actually, I know, right? It's just like you want to be
it's
like,
so
are you
nonsensical.
serious? Like,
Like,
and I'm trying so hard not to be judgmental because I am a parent. I don't want to judge. I don't want to be that judgy person. Like, I want to look at both sides of it. But when I look at that, I just want to start smacking people. And then I'm actually rooting that, as much as people say, as a parent, you don't want to be held responsible for the actions of somebody else. First of all, the son is away for life. He got tried as an adult. He killed 7 students, I believe 6 or 7 students, injured many others. Okay. He's away for life. He pled guilty. He knows he did it. He didn't waste court. He may not even get an appeal because he pled guilty. But they tried him as an adult. So he's gone. Like, he's that's it. His life is over. He's not coming to testify for his mother or his father. And I find myself rooting for the justice system to actually make the parents pay,
oh,
not only for what happened to other people's children, but for what they did to their own child. I think the worst thing that you can do in this world is not hear someone who's trying to tell you something, especially if it's your own damn child. Like, that part of the story really gets me. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. Killed 4, injured 7. Thank you. I don't have the whole thing straight, but I've been watching. It's not that I want to turn this into true crime, but that kind of bothers me, Juju. So when you ask me the real life, yeah, that bothers me. Real life, like, I want a better world where parents are more responsible and children don't feel unheard. Is that crazy? Like,
no, I mean,
especially
I get
children.
you, but I tend to lean the other way on it because I don't think I just I don't think they can be blamed for his actions. I think you
I
would
don't.
have to take out every adult around him then.
True, true. But aren't his parents the primary? Like, they can prove that he was saying it to the parents, and that's the problem. Like, they might not be able to say that they prove that he said it to somebody at the school or somebody in the neighborhood or anybody else.
Yeah, but how
But
many people have tried to help their kids and it still didn't help their kids, you know?
yeah, but if they tried, they wouldn't be. Here's the thing: if they tried, they wouldn't be in court, would they?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Because the testimony that they're giving is that, well, we just didn't take them seriously.
Oh, okay. Rabbits is right. Back to food and booze ASAP.
Yes, exactly. Please, I need a drink. I'm going to
Thanks,
drink some
Rabbit.
Coke. I'm going to drink some Coke, but don't ask me those serious questions then,
Okay,
because
let's go back to my beef with you and rabbits because it's about food.
me and rabbits,
Yeah.
what did we do?
Two make me feel like I'm not a good cook, and I know that's not true.
Why do we make you feel like you're not a good cook?
Because you two are walking around talking your hoity-toity food talk, which isn't really hoity-toity.
Hoity-toity food talk? You mean because we know the proper words for technique, sauces, and how to do shit? That's hoity-toity? Because, oh, I see how it is. You're gonna slander the ablers. Okay, the people that can actually do it. I get it. Okay. All right. You can, if it makes you feel better. But I help. anytime you want to learn anything, I send you the recipe. I tell you what we're talking about. Like, I'm trying to help you, Juju.
What? See, even that, Claire, even right
What?
there, you're like, I'm trying to help you. I'm-
Well, yeah, like you got an issue with it. Like, what did we say tonight? Like, what possibly thing? Just because I don't want to drink beer on top of a margarita, this like I'm sorry. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't want to drink that.
Don't knock the beer on top of margarita. That is a delicious summertime drink.
I'm sure you love it, but I'm sure I won't. I'm sorry. I just can't. I just can't. I live in the summer on the shore, and I have never felt the urge to put a beer on my margarita, especially one of those frozen ones like
No,
that.
I never did either. In fact, I would have judged that before I had it, and then I found out it's delicious.
I'm going to go with the fact that it was the people you were with, you were having a good time. It was a really good memory because I still cannot believe that that thing tasted good. I just can't. I just can't. But I agree. If you like it, I think you should have it. I think,
Hey, I got everyone where we were to start drinking that, and they were all on board.
mm,
So, all I'm saying.
mm. Well, Rabbits is a very good cook and he knows stuff, you know. And I thought you were happy that Rabbits and I knew all this food stuff.
I mean, I
And
am
because
happy
like
about it
when we
because
do the happy commune, we do the happy place commune, you want people that can actually take care of the culinary needs of all of us,
I
you
know,
know.
but see, you're
I,
implying I can't.
well, yeah, I just don't want weenies and marshmallows for the rest of my life, too. Like, come on. Like, not that that's what you would give me, but you do have some great recipes. I don't know why you think that I'm not appreciative of that.
I don't know. You just told me I make weenies and marshmallows.
I said I want more than weenies and marshmallows. I didn't say you would be making them. I said we should be happy that there's more people that have culinary expertise. Like I know a lot about different. I mean,
Yeah.
listen,
See, Ragged Couch gets it. The raccoons show up because I have delicious food in my garbage.
they did. They threw all the wrappers all over the the deck. Yes, I know.
They did do that.
Mhm. I mean, there's
No,
a
Teresa, did I imply that I can't? I implied that I don't. But I can cook. I mean, I'm not like a fancy cook or anything. And I'm not
no.
even saying I'm a great cook.
She, she can cook, and she's asked for recipes, like complicated recipes. She wanted to make roasted red pepper in tomato soup.
Well, that's not
Um,
complicated. You like roast
mhm.
red peppers and tomatoes.
Hey, I taught you how to make something really, really simple that's delicious and it's not fancy. What about scrambled eggs and mac and cheese with the leftover mac and cheese? What about that? Like that was simple
That was okay.
and not very froofy at all.
Rabbits, I know I'm never the smartest person in the room.
Teresa,
See,
you're an excellent cook, though. I would,
Teresa is an excellent cook.
yeah. I mean,
Multiple times I've asked Teresa to live with me, and she
this
turns me down every time.
Juju only calls rabbits and I fancy because we know the terms for the stuff that we do.
But you
That's
two
all.
mock a little bit. You're like,
No, we don't.
you're
Just
using
using.
that.
Wait a minute. Using appropriate language is not mocking. Like that's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. Right? Rabbits. What did we do? What did we do to correct you lately? Nothing. I don't even know what's the last food we talked about.
Well, because you've been sick.
And you did not bring me soup, nor did you send me a single soup recipe or even a picture of a bowl of soup.
You know what? And I've been eating soup all week. I made a huge pot of
Uh-huh.
soup.
Yeah, what did you make?
Onion soup, of course.
Of course, okay. But that's good soup. I'll tell you the soup that I had, but you're going to make fun of me. You're going to say I'm all froofy. I didn't make any of these soups, okay? But I had carrot ginger soup. It was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. I had Italian wedding soup. Oh, it was so good. It had the little tiny meatballs in it, and they weren't pork or anything. They were chicken, so it was really light. It was like they were like, oh, it was so tender. It was like so good, and it had escarole in it instead of spinach, so it wasn't like slimy. Um, And I had this green goddess soup. It's like a cream soup, and it's
Oh
made
yeah,
with
I've read about that, but I haven't tried it.
but it looks like it would be full of spinach, and I know there's spinach in it, but it didn't taste like spinach.
That's the beauty of
Like,
spinach. Spinach like
I
hides
mean,
in plain
it
sight.
was green, it was delicious, and it had, like, this little cheesy flavor to it. I have to look it up. I have to ask my friend, like, "What the hell did you make that out of?" Because it was delicious. Like, it
Yeah,
really
will you give
was.
me the recipe? Because I'm on a real soup kick this year.
If she gives it to me, I will, but then you'll just be telling me how froofy I am for giving you
I
green
won't
soup
tell
recipes.
you you're froofy. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, a pot of soup, make it over the weekend. You can eat it all week. That's what I love about it.
And you know what I fell in love with this week? I couldn't make anything. I couldn't get to the bakery. There's no fresh bread or anything like that. You know those little Hawaiian rolls, those really sweet little ones?
Yeah.
I just ate like a whole package of those all week with my soup. Yep.
Then there.
Mhm. Like I would
Onion
have
soup rabbits. It's just onion and like beef broth. It's delicious though. I'm gonna tell you, onion soup, one of my top 5 favorite meals of all time.
mhm. I like it when you put the toasted bread and the cheese over the top, like,
See,
I
how's
do
this
love it.
for a fancy cook? I do not have soup like crafts. So I make a grilled cheese, and then I dice it up.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna just like, okay, I just have to ask the chat. How many people will own up to the fact that you own soup crocs in the chat? I need to know if Rabbits did, and I'm not answering until I see some people answer because Juju's just gonna comment me.
Because you own them. I know you do already.
Yes, I do. If there is a way to serve it that makes it better, I own it. If there is a piece of equipment that does the job, I probably own it. Yeah. Like she does make fun of me because oh yes, they're like, they're just for serving soup, and especially onion soup crocks because they have the handle and all on it, and
Yeah,
they're
and you
made
can bake
so you
them.
could put them under the broiler so you can toast the cheese on top of the bread. Yeah.
If it's right, you can never have too much onions or garlic.
That's you got me there, Mippy. If I don't have garlic and onion in the house, I ain't cooking. Okay, soup ramekins. Yes, Carolyn, you have them? Yes, soup ramekins.
I think
Soup
most people
crocs.
have them,
Yes.
don't they?
I would think so. I do. Not just your regular bowl. These are thicker that you could put them in the oven to melt cheese on top or croutons. Is that the big
No,
tall
that's a
pot that
stock
takes
pot.
up half the stove? No, that's a stock pot. You have one of those,
Oh,
couch? Yes.
Carolyn,
Yes.
Carolyn comes
Yes.
back.
Yes.
No, I don't have
No, I
any.
don't. Oh, I
I
know what
just
they
know their
are.
name.
I know what they are. Well, she gets half credit. She's half roofie, like me and Rabbit. Okay. Okay. Bread bowls are better. Yes, they are, but you can't put the bread bowl underneath the broiler to melt the cheese without lighting the bread on fire, fish nerd. Just saying. Okay, it gets a little dicey. Okay. Um.
Well, no, the bread bowls, you put it on a like cookie sheet and then bake them.
Oh yeah, you can. You can, but you still like. I don't want the bread to get all dried out. Like, but I do like a good bread bowl.
I do too, but those are like a special treat.
That's too much carbs. Like it's too much for me. Like I have
It
a
is
hard
too much. It's
time.
too much bread. I agree. And that's
Like
like a hard statement to
if I
make.
went to serve soup to anybody else as a meal, they would be like, "That's not enough." But for me, a bowl of soup and like two of those little like Hawaiian rolls, like I was full. I barely could finish in like. But I know I would have to make sandwich and salad. Like if I was like, trying to feed my partner or anybody else, like it just wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, that's true.
But I often have made like if I'm not feeling well and I want soup, I will make soup and omelet for dinner. Like so they have more than the soup,
Oh,
and lots of
yeah.
lots of toast or something, to go with it, but
I make soup a lot because it's like easy and delicious. And then you can just pull the like stock pot out, scoop out a bowl of soup, you're good to go.
yep.
That soup is
Yeah.
onion soup's the only soup he likes, Teresa. It's so good. I mean,
Yeah,
and
he
by
does.
now I've been eating it all week, and like tonight I was like, ugh, I don't really want
Mm.
onion soup anymore. Then I ate it, and I was like, hell yeah, I do.
I,
It's
I
delicious.
have an ex who doesn't like soup either, but loved onion soup. Like would always eat the onion soup.
And I make good onion soup. You know what I did learn this time? That I don't follow the directions for onion soup, and I have made up the way to make it.
Mm. Oh, fish nerd, I love a good split pea soup. Do you got a ham hock or a bone? Oh my god, it's so good. Whenever we make a
Right.
ham with a bone. Now I'm thinking about making that's my achievement for the week. Why? Because you're attempting to do the ground beef again? What are you gonna do with it, Rocky Couch? That's what I want to know.
What's this spicy Italian sausage soup with cheese chorizo?
Oh, Teresa, that's like it's oh my god, it's so good. It's like a thing on wedding soup, but it's good. Like it's just oh my god. With cheese tortellini, do you have kale in yours or escargot? Like I love that stuff. Oh my god. I love that spicy Italian. Yeah, I love that soup.
Rabbits, it is not French onion soup. Well,
Fish
it is
nerd, I
onion
don't know.
soup.
Mm.
I'll tell you how I make it. It's delicious.
Oh, that's good, Rocky Couch. Ground beef for pasta is good. You make a nice meat sauce. Yeah. Oh, you use spinach, Teresa? That's good. As long as there's greens in there. It is such a good soup. I do love the Italian sausage soup with the tortellinis or anything like that. Mm.
No, I'm with Sean Coffee. Split pea soup. No, thank you.
I love it if it's done right. Like, I really do. I mean, some of it can be, no, it's got to be really flavorful, you know, but it's got to be made with a hawk too. Like, you can't just like put the peas in there with the carrots and the onions and garlic. Like, you need a ham hock. You do.
I mean, I
Kind of
believe.
rough if you're a vegetarian, you know. My recipes, I can cook vegetarian. I have a lot of recipes like that are really converted for my niece. I do like to eat some of that too, but most of them are very meat oriented.
I eat a lot of vegetarian, but not on purpose, just because. I mean, I grew up eating. My parents ate a lot of, I don't know, mostly vegetarian. Like when the garden's on, that's what you eat.
Yep.
But
Hey, Rob Skeet. Now we could talk food. We got all the food people here. Where's Liam? It's probably too late for Liam, but like we'd have all the food people from the Discord in here now. Polish sour rice soup, Zurich is yummy. I have to look up that recipe. That sounds
I
delicious.
know, right?
Served
Googling.
with Polish white sausage and boiled egg. Nom nom nom. I believe you. This man knows his food. Polish sour rice soup. You make it out of sour rye.
I mean, I
We're gonna
love
have
rye.
we're gonna have to look up Zurich. Yeah, that sounds delicious, actually.
All right, I've Googled it.
You know,
We'll
you
return to
know,
that after the.
you know what else I ate a lot of while I was sick was pickled beets or beets in general.
Okay. I have no strong feelings about beets. I mean, I'll eat them, but I don't.
Um, yes and no, Mark. I would say that groceries here in America, on the East Coast where I live, we have access to everything, but it's quite expensive. And actually to actually cook good fresh food of high quality that isn't from a box or pre-made mix, it is rather expensive. But fast food itself has gone crazy. Like somebody just told me the other day that a Big Mac meal like was $14.
What?
Yeah. The meal, like with the large fries, the Big Mac, and the big drink. They told me it was like $14. I didn't believe it because I don't know if it's true because I don't go to fast food in the
I think
area.
they're like
So
$10 now here where I live.
but do you remember when they were less than $5? Like,
Yeah,
oh god.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not that old, people. They like, this isn't dinosaur times or anything. They really were not that long ago, less than $5 for the meal. But yeah, market is very, very expensive. And then if you
I
want to
mean, they
do
have like
organic, forget it. Like, forget it.
yeah.
Like, it is very, very expensive, and they lie a lot too. But let's just say you want to shop the peripheral of the supermarkets, and that's where all the fresh fruit, the dairy, and the meat is. What by the time you get just those aisles, you're at a couple $100 before you even go in the middle where the cereals and all that other stuff is and all the prepackaged stuff. And it's crazy.
Okay, I am not at a couple $100, but I I also only make like 2 things a week, and then that's just what I eat all week.
What I'm talking about when I had to cook for more than me, when I was
Right.
cooking for 3 or 4 people. Okay, so, like, and it was crazy. I mean, my shopping bills were quite expensive. Now they're really cheap.
I
If it
will
goes back
say
to shop.
this, to there's, like, few grocery stores where you can go and get everything you need, which this is a big beef of mine. So to go to a grocery store where you can, like, purchase all of your ingredients, it's an expensive store. So you have to, like, go to the less expensive store this week. Like, you save up the
Mhm.
trips to the expensive store. Like, I
Yes.
need several spices now, and I do go to a spice store, but it's a whole
I
thing, and it's
I
real
have, like,
irritating
2
because 'cause you're like,
I have
"Oh,
2.
I have to go to 4 different effing grocery stores
You know,
this week."
I'm really, really lucky. Like, right near me, within 10 minutes, okay? In 10 minutes, I've got an Indian store, I got a Chinese grocer, I've got a Trader Joe's and a Whole Foods, okay, and a Wegmans. And these are Wegmans is like a higher end um supermarket. Like, they have like their own
Yeah, I know Wegmans.
variety of okay, so Wegmans, I like them. But then again, I've got a super ShopRite too that has everything, including a liquor store. Like, and then the Wegmans has a liquor store too, and so does the Whole Foods. So, so I can find just about anything, but it's very expensive. And like you, I don't want to go to 10 different stores. So I just kind of I break it up like I used to break it up, and then like with my daughter, my sister, and friends, who's going to what store, and can you
Yeah, we
get
do
me this, and
too.
can you get me that, and I'll pick up this with you, and let's split that, because then we had the bulk stores too, where you can buy in bulk
Well,
certain
and then I
things.
have
You
friends,
know,
we, like, hang out and go to the grocery together. If we wanna go to, like, the specialty stores or the ones that are we're like, "Hey, wanna go to the grocery on Tuesday night and wander around?" But we'll go for hours and look at everything.
yeah, and I know rabbits. I'm in New Jersey, like, yeah, and I've got, like, access to all this food. I can't afford it though. I just can't afford it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. To be fair, most grocery stores hide the essentials in the back of the store so that you have to pass and hopefully impulse buy a bunch of other stuff before you even reach them. Exactly. Don't go through the middle. Go around the
See, and I
outside.
am not an impulse purchaser at the grocery store. Like, I make my little list of what I need, and then I go in and I buy from my list and my list only.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
can get, like, in and
I
out of
know
there.
I know some people think it's horrible to have to go to the store every day, but, like, in the summer, like, when we've got the farmer markets, I also have farmer markets, like, all over the place, because I've got 4 orchards around me. I'm not kidding people. I live in the central part of the county, right near the courthouse and the prison, and I still have 4 orchards around me, an egg farm, and a slaughterhouse where they do the chickens in the cows and the pigs, if you buy a half of an animal or whatever. So, like, it's really weird where I live. Like, it's like near town, but it's near the farms. Like, it's bizarre. Um, but you have the access to all of this, and I love going down to the farmers market and getting the fresh vegetables and everything for the day. And I always fantasized about how, like, you see them on TV, like, in the Hallmark movies, especially Juju, you'll know this, like in France and wherever, where they got their little bag and they go shop for what they need for the meal for the day, and that's it. They get like you know, whatever they're going to get. They go to the butcher, they go to this one, they go to that one. Every day, they just go out at 10 o'clock in the morning and they get everything they need for lunch and dinner, and then they come home. And that's it. But then everything's fresh and nothing gets wasted.
I mean,
Like,
I kind of like that, but also okay, wait. I have to back up for a second. Your farmers markets are open every day?
some of them, yes. Actually, not everyone is open every day, but there are so many of them that one of them's open every day. And there are farms that you actually drive up and they've got the stand out in front for the day. So it's always changed. You know what I mean?
Do you know when I was growing up, like, it was more of like a farming area we lived in, and there would
Mhm.
just be stands on the side of the road, and it would say, like, peaches, tomatoes,
That's it.
corn, whatever,
That's
and
that's
but
that's
people
the
wouldn't even man the stands. You could just go up and, like, take however you wanted, and you left money in a little
well, not
box.
not that I want to throw my egg guy under the bus, but that's how it is at his place. But you have to walk into his barn to do it, and he's got a camera now, but he doesn't man it. You go in there and buy his eggs, here, and everything, and they trust everybody. And the blueberry guy, the guys that got the blueberry and the honey, he does the same thing on the side of the road, but it's not a big road. Like you have to go down a side road, right?
Yeah.
So you have to know where he is and what you're going there for. And he sells his blueberries and his honey, and he's got like his little box there that you put it all in, you know. But then again, his stand, you can see it from his house. So like he might be watching you. So
Well,
I
and
don't know
I
how many
mean, in
people he
general, I
steals.
think people are trustworthy, except for where I live, they're not. But
I don't know. I don't think they should trust people here where I live. Like it's pretty dicey. I really do. Like, you
I mean, it
asked
would
if
get
true crime.
annihilated in my
This
neighborhood, but
this is how it's changed since I've been covering true crime. I don't trust anybody near those blueberry boxes anymore. Like you see, that has affected my life. There, Juju. Like, mm.
but do you not trust them because you think they'll steal them or because you think they'll poison them?
Well, now that you mention it, probably both. God damn it! Now I got to start washing my blueberries, and I hate that. I hate
I
washing the fruit.
I do
Like,
too. Why is that such a hassle? And I do it all right when I get home. So then like everything's you can eat it like all week long. You don't have to clean it then. And
mhm.
people will mock me for it. And they'll be like, "Oh, her apples are already clean." I'm like, "What? Why is it something to be mocked for, everyone?"
Exactly, Mark. They wouldn't be doing it anymore if they were getting robbed all the time. And I think mostly people who know where he is, he's sold out so quick by people all around him, his friends and his neighbors. Like
Everybody's watching for
yeah,
that
yeah, and
stand. They put
everybody's
out
watching out
blueberries.
for him. Yeah.
So, rabbits, you're saying the farmers markets where you live are open every day?
Yeah, well, in the nice weather. How about you
See, they're
guys?
not. No, and where I live, they're open on like Saturdays.
I
Sometimes
mean,
you can get like a Wednesday one too, but
we have the big one in Red Bank on Sundays, right? We've got the one in Englishtown. It's open like 2 days during the week. Then on Fridays downtown in front of the courthouse, there's one. Okay, and then there's the one over by the farm that's open on Tuesday. So just about every day. But they're all different. It's not that each one is not
well,
open
yeah,
every
that's all
day.
the ones that because I live in the city, so we're like that one has the good baked goods, that one has like the good produce, and it's different farmers at different markets. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh, we get the good whatever over here.
Yeah, like in Red Bank, I can like that they have an actual farm that they bring their own fresh made sausage in and bacon and everything from their own animals that they raise, that where we used to get the half a cow and everything from. And it's up farther north than us, but they come down to our farmers market once a week during the season from spring to summer, and they bring like big coolers of their products so we can buy their sausages and the really thick cut bacon that's not
Hmm.
preserved. It's like freaking to die for. Like, oh, and like really good sausage, like really good sage sausage,
Yeah,
garlic
I go to a
sausage.
butcher
And
shop, so I get all that there. But you
yeah.
know what I
Well,
can't find is farm fresh eggs anymore.
you can come to my house and you could literally walk to the egg guy from my house.
So I'm real jealous of that.
Hmm.
But I did locate a house in a neighborhood near me with a ton of chickens and goats in their backyard. And I keep thinking, I'm like, I'm going to leave a note in their
You know
mailbox
what? You
and be
would
like,
love it. Juju, if you were here, I would always find you at that farm because he's the guy that has all the chickens, right? With the little houses that I said that look just like his house
I know
that
that's
he
cute.
keeps, and he puts flower boxes outside for them. And he's got all the baby goats in the goats, and he's got the little mini donkey family, okay, and like all kinds of stuff.
If
He's
you were
got the
having a bad day, do you ever drive by his house and just stop and watch the animals?
I don't drive by because you got to go down the driveway. I actually drive in and park right in front of it and roll down the windows and listen to them and talk to them. And then, yeah, and you could feed the goats. Like he puts stuff out and the kids are all there all the time, and his daughter will come out or he'll come out and talk to me. Like, yeah, of course. And he's got these little baby pigs every once in a while. That's where the Trump pig was that I was telling everybody about. Like, it was so funny. Like because he raises pigs and then he sells them. for slaughter to be raised everywhere else. He raises them for a little bit of time. He's got all these roosters and chickens running around, and the goats are hysterical to watch. They just keep jumping on these things like all over the
No,
place.
I do love watching
And
the
it just
goats.
and goats hate to be bored. They are constantly entertaining themselves. Like if you don't keep them busy, they will entertain themselves. Like they are so funny. They are. It's just fun. Like of course, yeah. And we always take the kids there. Like always, it's great. It really is. Mm. And the guy just takes care of them, like he loves that everybody comes and watches them. So he makes a nice wide driveway and a nice area to park, and he sells honey and firewood and of course the eggs, and he raises animals like the pigs for slaughter, like that go down to the slaughterhouse or whatever, or that you can buy for a pit, you know. He takes in rescue horses too because
Okay,
his
see
daughter
the
likes horses.
this is just a house in a neighborhood, but I go watch their backyard sometimes. If I'm like, you know what, I need a little
Mm.
boost in my day, and then I just go watch the chickens and I don't know, the goats and everybody. Just walk
I
around and do their thing, and that is pleasing.
Yeah. I need to know if the goat was invited, Rocket Couch, or was it a guest,
Yeah,
or
why was the ghost of the
why did?
party?
Yes, could you tell us, please? Like, no, I'm so curious.
There was a
Yeah.
goat at our zoo that used to eat people's cigarettes out of their pockets and then get sick.
Oh
And
my
he
God, they
wouldn't
do.
stop doing it. He wasn't
Oh
allowed
my
to go in
God,
public anymore because he kept eating cigarettes.
that just proves to you that nicotine is addictive. Like, you see
I
that he got a taste for nicotine and he couldn't stop eating cigarettes. Look at him. Oh
It
my
always
God.
made me laugh.
No, 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 not French meat. No, rescue horses, like older horses or horses that people can't keep anymore or that need to be nursed back to health. His daughter likes to ride. And then across from where he lives, on the other side of the road, he's got huge fields and he's got a barn there for the horses and everything. And you can go riding. You know. The shells of farm eggs are completely different than supermarket eggs. And I agree. I totally agree. E-
Well, because they haven't been treated with all the.
They haven't been. They're not as thin. They're thicker. Okay. It's harder to crack the egg. You almost always, when you crack the egg, it doesn't shatter. You know how sometimes the ones from the supermarket crumble, and you got to take the pieces out of your whatever. They almost always just crack right in half. They're thicker. They're better.
They're harder to bake with, though, farm fresh eggs, because, the yolks and all that. So sometimes when you crack one in and you have a double yolk, you're like, how many eggs did I
That's why
technically
you
add now?
always have to crack in a separate bowl so that you could take the double yolk out. Yes. Yeah. But now you're gonna call me froofy again because of technique, right? Okay. Like Juju, do you not crack your egg into a cup first before you put it in your stove?
I mean, I do sometimes. Depends on
I
if I feel like doing dishes or not.
No, but you know what? I would rather do dishes than throw out the whole cake mix because the egg was bad. And eggs go bad. And eggs like yuck, you know? Mm.
Uh, Eggs don't. I mean, it takes a long time for an egg to go bad. Just hard boil it. You're
You've
fine.
never cracked open an egg and saw like a piece of chicken in it, like a baby, like an embryo in the blood? Like, no. If
I've
I
seen
see
the
the blood,
blood in it, but I mean, don't you just eat that? I've never seen like a baby from one of eggs I bought.
mm, I don't know. I'm always just breaking them in a cup. I don't know. The Martha Stewart in me, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's just a habit I learned. Mm.
Well, if you're getting farm fresh eggs, it is the better habit. If you're just buying eggs from the grocery store, I don't think it's really necessary.
And I've never really, from these farm fresh eggs, really had a problem with them. But I still just use the cup. Like I'm just used to it. Hmm.
I mean,
Rabbits, you don't do dishes? Really? I do have a dishwasher. Like, I don't worry about it, but I'm just used to I have all these like do you have these little like glass ramekin things with the lids on it for storing small stuff? That's what I crack the eggs in. That's what I measure
I have
milk,
one of
oil,
those.
spices. I have a set of 8. You're right. I am proofy. Somebody, I need help. I
Claire,
need help.
I really want you to come in my kitchen and just be like, oh, Jesus.
I don't want you to come in my kitchen, like, ever. You're gonna be just, like, opening the cabinets going, "Claire, did you really need those bowls and those bowls and those bowls? Like, what are the difference that I'm gonna put?
No,
Yeah,
I would
these low
absolutely I
like,
would
these low
absolutely
fat
think
ones
that.
are for salad, and this high old rise one here is for the pasta, and that over there is just a set that my grandmother gave me that I wanted to keep." Like, it's just like it could be crazy. I got like all different kinds of glasses, all different kinds of plates, round plates, square plates, oblong plates, oval plates. But my favorite plates are the plates with the little lids, the little lip. Now,
I mean,
right there.
that's so much stuff. I have like
Th-
12 plates
thank you,
done and
Mark.
done.
I knew I could count on you. Mark's gonna take care of me. He's gonna schedule a Martha Stewart exorcism.
Robski's
Okay.
never had a bad egg. Nice, Robski.
I have not from the egg farm. I have not. Yeah, I have not. I have from the supermarket. I have.
I don't think I have from, well, I don't know, maybe.
Oh, this is a good way to look at it, Rabbits. In life, you're either a chef or a dishwasher for a while, at least, and you learn and become a chef, and then you exactly. This is it. Okay.
I'm both. And my
I don't.
dishwasher doesn't work right now. So
Oh, I'm sorry. Another appliance has gone on the fritz for you.
listen, it's a hard knock life over here.
Is that
No,
because of the weather in the pipe? Like they
yes,
Yeah, okay. So it's not that it doesn't work, it doesn't have water to
right.
work. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
We're still
Alright, well, I'm
recovering
gonna
from the last.
mhm.
I did not tell everyone in chat this, but the last time Claire and I
Oh, I'm
streamed,
sorry. Oh gosh, I spilled the beans.
no, and I was complaining about like my heat went out and everything is broken. But I was like, we're on the upswing, and then we ended the stream and a pipe in my kitchen burst.
And she was screaming, and she forgot to turn off her mic, and she was screaming in the other end of the room because the water was everywhere. And I'm like,
I didn't know you could
"What's
hear
going
that.
on?" I'm
I
like,
was like,
"What?"
oh,
No, she was like, "Oh," you know how you get excited and you're like, "Oh, damn," and you were obviously getting towels and doing what you had to do and running up and down, and you were just muttering, like you do, like when something's going on. And I'm in the back, like she can't hear me, and I'm going, "Ju, are you okay? Yo, Ju, like just Juju."
I was not okay.
Yeah, and then she disappeared. She had to go. Oh my god. I was like, okay, well, I'm sorry. Like, oh, but it was yeah.
Well, and I couldn't get the
I felt
valve.
so bad for you because we were just talking about, thank goodness nothing else happened, right? That's what we said. We were like,
Yeah, I'm
thank
not gonna
goodness
lie,
nothing
Claire.
else
I
happened.
cried after that occurred.
I don't blame you. I would have too. Like and nobody should blame you for that. Like that was quite a few house failures in a row. And it gets to a point where you're like, what else? Like, come on. Like,
Well, okay,
come on.
this is what
Yeah.
did me in. First of all, I know exactly where the water valve to the kitchen is. So I'm like,
Hmm.
all I have to do is shut that one off. Well, of course I can turn that one. And my basement is not finished except for what part? The part right underneath my kitchen. So
Hmm.
there's so much water flowing out and it is running down like the finished part of the basement, which I'm
Uh,
standing in trying to change this valve. And I was like, I hate everything right now. So I had to
I
turn the
know.
water off to the whole house.
Mm, they just, you're right. You're right, Robski. She needs a new kitchen slave to take care of all this for her.
I do need one.
Mm.
And someone tall to because that was part of the problem too. I was not thinking, so when I went downstairs to like turn the water valve off, it's in the ceiling and I could not reach in.
Yeah. No, it's not so much the appliances, rabbits. It was a pipe that, because of really cold, cold weather that we had. Because unfortunately, and you did tell them this already about the heat, the stream before, that was going out, right? Like, so
Hey,
they
my
it
neighbor's
didn't
heat
help.
went out too, just like mine. So
Yeah, it just and while it was really, really, really cold, like we got a really bad cold snap that was terrible. And
yeah,
then she
and
had
then
all that to
everything
deal
in
with.
my house was like, you know what? Now's the time.
No, I hear you. Like, I told you that my stove tried to kill us, right? Yeah.
Yes, you did tell me. Is
hmm
that fixed?
Yes, but I don't trust it. Like, I want the breaker off. I will not sleep with the breaker on.
See, once you have the fear of that, it's just
Well,
you're done.
because when the guy said they replaced the computer part that does the temperature control, they said, "Can it turn itself on again?" And I go, because what it did is we set it to like 200, okay, and it turned itself on self clean and went to like 600, okay, and burnt everything to a crisp, okay, all by itself. It did it all on its own. It wasn't like Bear did a stupid thing and mixed programmed it or put it on clean. It actually, the computer chip, it did it itself. It went bad. It just stopped regulating. And so, like, it had to be replaced. But I said, "Can it turn itself on?" He goes, "Well, I've never seen one do it, but I guess like it's possible." I'm like, "Oh, what?" That was it. That's all he had to say. I was like, "Great." So it turns itself on, goes to 600, and I burned to death in my sleep. Like, no, this is not good. No,
That's like
because
it sounds like a terrible Stephen King novel.
it
Like
does, doesn't it? It's like Christine the car turned into
right.
turned into Carlos the stove.
Like you
Like,
somehow tick the stove off during the day, and it's like, oh,
yeah, yeah. The stove got a message from Juju how I was taking things a little too froofy. Like, it got all uppity.
it's
It
not a fan
decided to
of the
do me.
soup cracks you own. Get these
It's like,
cracks out of here.
Jesus. Oh my God. So she's got my appliances working on. So then you don't want to know how many different things I have for making coffee, do you? Like, they were really going to get into it.
Claire,
Like,
it honestly stresses me out a little bit. How much stuff you have in
like,
your kitchen?
do you have a French press?
Yes, I do.
Do
Thank
you have a
you.
pour over? The glass, the
No,
French carafe with the funnel that you just. No, you don't?
I
Okay.
do not.
Do you have a single shot? Like, for making single cups of coffee?
No.
Do you have a regular coffee maker that does a drip?
Yes.
Do you have an espresso machine
No.
with a milk frother?
No.
Do you have like several other handheld milk frothers?
I own 0 milk frothers.
Oh gosh. Do you have an electric kettle?
No. I do
Okay,
have a kettle though to put on the stove.
you're right. I'm just too damn froofy. Mark, step it up. Like, we need that intervention. Because my coffee maker makes a full pot of coffee and it does 1 cup, like on the side. Okay. And my espresso maker makes cappuccinos, frost milk in espresso straight, you know, it
I mean,
grind.
I didn't own a coffee maker until my 30s, and
All right.
that was only because people started complaining that they couldn't have coffee at my house.
Okay, so here's the final test. Do you have a grinder for your beans?
Nope.
Oh, do you have a
But I
spice
don't make
grinder?
coffee very often. No.
Wait, do you have a second grinder for your spices?
No. I go to the spice store.
Yeah, but you get them whole. You don't grind them yourself?
No, and this
Okay,
is why
you're
I have
right.
a beef with
You're
you
right.
and rabbits. You fuckers.
Wait, when it comes
Oh,
to
you don't
culinary,
grind your spices.
okay,
You go to a spice store, you heathen.
coffee judge and Juju. I'm not judging her. I'm proving her point that I'm some kind of proofy culinary snob. Apparently, I speak a totally different language when it comes to food and appliances than Juju does. That's all. Like, that's all. I'm from a different. Yeah. Where's Christopher Mate? He knows. Like, he'll stick up for me. He knows these things are necessary. Like, yes, I even have the attachment on my KitchenAid for the pasta making, in the meat grinding, in all of that. Mhm.
I mean, I
And the
don't
dough
own a
hook.
KitchenAid.
You don't own a KitchenAid? Do you own a food
No.
processor?
No.
Do you own an ice cream machine?
No.
Uh,
It'll be okay. I like how you pull out ice cream. Do you own an ice cream machine? Like you're like defeated at this point.
Okay, there's the true test. When you pull open your drawer with all your large utensils for cooking and stuff, right? The odds and ends. Do you have a lemon reamer in there?
To like juice a lemon?
Yeah, it's like wooden and it's got grooves in it, or it's metal, and you stick it in the fruit and you twist it and it gets all the juice out.
Obviously, I do not have that.
Do you have a garlic press?
Claire did not. I did have one, but
Okay,
I
wait,
broke it.
okay, this is the last one. This is the last one.
I broke my
Dang,
garlic press and I have
damn
not
it.
replaced it. Maybe I do
Juju,
have one. I'm
please,
gonna have to go look.
on all things kitchen and culinary, please tell me you have a vegetable peeler. Just one. Like you don't have to have the 5
I'm
different ones that
certain
I
I
have.
do have a vegetable peeler.
Yes, thank God. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now Rabbits is semi defending me.
I know he's defending you because I'm just having too much fun. You can use a fork for a lemon. I get that. I just happen to have the wooden things. I mean, listen, in my defense, I've been doing this for quite a while and I love to cook for people, and people like to bring me things because they like me to cook for me. So most of what I have are gifts and things that people bring to me so that I make them good food. Okay. So, like, in my defense, I probably didn't buy any of that myself, except for the coffee stuff. That I will admit. I buy top notch of that myself. Yeah, I have grapefruit knife and grapefruit spoons, fish nerds. I actually have the spoons with the little ridges at the top. Yep. Yes, I have an egg slicer, and yes, I do. I even have a mandolin, and I have one of those choppers that's like two blades that are like half circles, and it's got wooden handles on each end, and you rock it back and forth, and
Oh
it
yeah.
dices stuff up so lovely. I love it. I have that hanging on my refrigerator because it's metal, and I have a very good knife set, which has about 8 different kinds of knives on it, and I use them all for different things. Oh, here's the thing. Do you have kitchen scissors? You know, the kind that come apart so you could put them in the dishwasher?
No.
Oh, I don't.
You go.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I
Well,
do have a pair of scissors I keep in the kitchen. Does that count?
well, yes, it does actually. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Mm.
I mean, you can cook in my kitchen. Maybe you couldn't.
Oh,
You'd be
oh,
like, "What
Jin,
is this?"
I could cook in your kitchen. I could cook anywhere. I'll tell you that. You don't need fancy stuff to cook. That's not the message I'm putting out there. You don't need anything that I talked about to make a decent meal. No, you don't. Because Rabbits is right. You don't need a lemon razor. Use a damn fork. You don't need even the peelers. Just use a knife. Okay. There is a way around all of it. It's like, no, no. You don't need any of that stuff. You really don't. In the egg slicer, all that stuff, it all can be done, normal.
Yeah,
You
I'm
don't you,
saying I own a
you don't
knife, so
need you
yeah.
don't need a KitchenAid, and you don't need a food processor. You got your knife, you got whisks, you can hand whisk and hand blend stuff. You need, a good set of wooden spoons. You got a good set of wooden spoons? Oh,
I mean, a good set. I wouldn't call it good, but I
well,
call it
just ones that you're comfortable using, just like, they're not too heavy, they're not too light.
yeah. Yeah, and I have like the
Mhm.
different size ones. And then you know what I really like are the tiny little spatulas that you can like get in jars and like completely empty jars
I
with.
do too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, and a wine opener, a corkscrew and
I
a
do
good
have a
bottle opener.
corkscrew.
Yep. Yep. You got to have a corkscrew and a good bottle opener. So it's not bad. You got a knife set, and you've got a vegetable peeler, and you've got a corkscrew. You're all right.
Yeah.
What else do you need? I mean, and when it comes to appliances in the kitchen, like, really, you need what? A frying pan, a nice good heavy saucepan, right? And some kind of pot with a lid for making casseroles. And it would be nice to have a stock pot, but for boiling pasta, for making double boilers, like for doing all that and making big pots of soup, but not necessarily necessary. But as long as you have a good sturdy pot that can go on the stove with a lid or in the oven. Then you can make casseroles, you can make stews, you can do anything,
I have
you know.
nice pots and pans. I actually have
Mhm.
stainless steel ones.
So do
So
I
that
with like
seems fancy.
really,
I don't know.
I have a set of Balik that I bought like I'd say 18 years ago, and they're perfect. Mm. I got them on sale. They were really really cheap. I can't believe they're still the way they are. But they like the heavy bottom, you know, with the lid,
Yeah.
and yeah. And of course I've got all kinds of stupid things like a wok in a special copper um frying pans and stuff like that. Like I've got some extra stuff that I've added. Like I like the woky frying pan. It's like higher sides, and a little sloop.
Yes.
And I do like that for making, quick stuff. Not like a real wok, but it's like a frying pan. And it can go in the oven too. And they came out with this bakeware, this stuff that's like copper colored, that's like square and rectangular that you can put in the oven. Like somebody did send me that as a gift. And I did like it. But yeah, I don't know how
See,
useful it
I
is
will
for
tell
on
you,
top of the
this is what I
stove.
do. First of all,
Mhm.
the last house I lived in had the smallest kitchen ever. Like,
Mhm.
tiny. Didn't even have a full-size stove. So I really couldn't have a lot of kitchen stuff.
Mhm.
And then I just 1, I'm not an impulse purchaser. I don't tend to be. And I just pay attention to what I need, and then I work those estate sales, and so I can, like, buy stuff individually versus having to buy, like, a whole bunch or buy, like,
Mhm.
because do you need, like, every size, um, liquid measuring cups? No, you don't.
No, I have 2. 2 that I use standard. No, 3, because one's really small. I do have 3. I have the really big one, the regular size one, and then I got this little mini one. And I keep them all stacked up in the cabinet. But what I measure with mostly are those ramekins that I told you about because they have a measure on the side, quarter cup, half cup, third cup in full in a cup. Like they have the line on it so I can measure, but it's for liquids, not for dry.
And I try not to buy stuff that only does, like, one thing because I have to store that and clean it, and that's
Well,
too much
listen,
for
I do
me. I'm
not,
like,
for all that I said I have a very small kitchen, but I keep all of the extra stuff I don't use in the garage in these big cabinets that I built on the wall for extra storage. And I only bring out what I need. Like the ice cream maker's not in the kitchen, and I only bring out the KitchenAid or the food processor when I'm making something. Like they're not like right there. Like I do not have a big kitchen at all. The only thing that's out all the time is the toaster oven in the coffee maker, and of course the bean grinder. Well, that's it.
yeah, that's all I leave out. No, I have a Soda Stream, and I leave that out.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you use that every day, right? You use it every day.
Yeah.
Like I use the toaster oven pretty much almost every day, not always, but a lot. Do you have a sandwich machine, like a sandwich press for
No.
Okay. Do you know what soap pat is? I'm having fun now. Like it's like 20 questions.
Do I have a waffle maker? No.
You don't have a waffle maker. Oh my god, we could not date. Like I need waffles. Like oh my god, this is like this is you know. All right, here's the big question, and I know somebody's gonna laugh about this. Okay, let's get off of this. What's in my kitchen? What's in your kitchen thing? Because this is terrible. Now I feel terrible. I feel like such an awful person because I have all this crap that I don't need. I'm gonna have a garage sale next week and just sell everything because I feel
You just
terrible.
send it
But
all to me.
I
Yeah,
just,
like, here.
I'm gonna. What I'm definitely sending you some soap pad, and a lemon reaver just to be a bitch. Just because you made me feel like this terrible person because of all this stuff. But okay, so Juju, we go out to dinner, okay, or lunch. We're out to lunch, okay, and we're finished up, and the waitress says, "Would you like to have some dessert?" And I look at the menu, and I decide I'm too full. I don't really want any dessert. And you order this really good chocolate lava cake thing that comes to the table with like cream and ice cream, and it looks so gorgeous, right?
Mhm.
And and you're enjoying it, and I go, "Juju, can I have a bite of that?" What do you say?
Okay. Like,
You would
do
give
you
me a
do
bite,
you
right?
do this to me regularly, and then you're gonna
Um,
eat half of it, or are you just taking a bite?
no, I'm only gonna eat one bite, I promise.
Yeah,
In
have a bite,
and
of
because
course.
I did
Even if
not
you had
order
ordered
dessert.
your own dessert and wanted a bite of mine, I would let you try it. That's half
Oh
the
yeah,
fun
we
of
could
like going
swap.
out.
Like I'm so into swapping, like like share back and forth. Yeah,
Me
okay.
too.
I'm taking a
Yeah,
poll.
because if we went out to eat, I would be like, order something different than me so we can try more things off the menu.
Okay, I'm putting this as a poll. Would you let your meal companion, I guess you call it, because it could be a date or not?
Because it could be a date. Well, I used to live with someone, and when we went out to eat, we always ordered separate, and then halfway through the meal, we would trade, and so you could like try what the other person was having.
Oh,
But
I
sometimes
love
we
that.
would like trade back because I'd be like, I like what I had originally better.
Yeah, but this was not. I didn't have anything to share back, and that seemed to be the problem. Like,
But it's just a bite of dessert, yeah.
it
And
was
a
just
lava
a
cake is
bite.
very rich, so yeah.
And it was chocolate, and it looked like it would smell so good.
I would let you have a bite of my chocolate lava cake.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I would let you have a bite of mine too. I would let you have more than one bite of my cake,
I was
actually.
like, actually, I would too. I'd be like, you can have a few
Mm-hmm.
bites.
Mm-hmm.
But if you started really like chowing down on it, then I would be like, order your own.
I think it, and I do see the point that if I did it all the time, I didn't order dessert and then I just ate half of yours. That could be a problem, but that's not what we're talking about here.
No,
Like,
and just a little sample bite. I mean, a regular bite, but you're sampling it. I'd
I
say,
just
yeah,
wanted
that's
to
absolutely
just
acceptable. But it is rude if you don't ask if you can take it.
Mark asked me, "How's a waffle maker? Seriously, how often do you make waffles?" Grandchildren, they come to the house every weekend. And when I was making, well, when I feel up to it a lot, and I love to make waffles and pancakes for my partner. So,
Dude, waffles
mhm.
are delicious, and I used to make them a lot more,
And
but
I
I do
like to
not have
make
a
them
waffle maker, so I don't ever think of them.
for dessert, for breakfast. We make breakfast for dinner, and like I like to make sandwiches with them. Mark, like me and waffles. And there's a special. I'm very froofy about my waffles too. I have to separate the eggs. I got to beat the egg whites separate, and I got to fold it in at the end. So make sure that those waffles are very, very fluffy on the inside. Mm. Yeah, I Juju's right. I'm a freaking food snob.
I know.
I'm gonna go. I'm never streaming again. I'm gonna go and hide. That's it.
You just
I guess
we
I'm
broke
a
her
food.
at an hour and 40 minutes in. You're like, you know what?
Yeah, welcome back, Claire. You're a food snob. You have too many damn appliances in your house that you don't use, and I haven't used in
I
like
mean, you had the other food snob sticking up for me.
He's sticking up for you only because I have too much stuff in the house. I think it was the lemon reamer that did him in. He was like, Jesus Christ, Claire, use a damn
He's like,
fork.
use a fucking fork.
I know. Uh, I don't think anybody has any sympathy for me anymore. And it's like, I'm sorry. Like
I mean,
I
if
just
you use the stuff, awesome. But like,
I don't anymore. That's the problem, Juju. You're right. Because like I'm not cooking every day anymore at all. This is all back when I used to cook and entertain. Like I have not cooked like that in 2 years, like at least.
see, and I'm big on this is where you'll get me because I think stuff in your house is meant to be used. So I'm not saying like don't have fun stuff around, but like I also don't want things in my house that I'm not like actively
Hmm.
utilizing.
But that's it. Like, and I really should go through. You're right, because it's like people could probably use it. Although when I do want to cook, I do use and know how to use like all that stuff. And it definitely has purpose, and it makes my life easier. Oh, Rabbit said you're not a snob. You have taste or something. Oh, thank you. I thank you, Rabbits. But you were sticking up for her after the lemon reamer thing.
Yes. Lemon reamer for the win. Like, okay,
Oh wait, waffles aren't popular in Australia? Really?
Mark,
Maybe because I have to think. Wait, Mark. I think I know why. I've seen some pictures of the menus in Australia where they're trying to call these things waffles that they are not waffles. They're so little. They're so like, I don't know what they are. It's probably because you haven't had a good waffle. I don't know. But I'll make you a good waffle. I make damn
My
good
granddad
waffles.
lived in Australia, and every time he was in the States, all he made us was waffles. And they were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to put ice cream on for us when we were little. Ice
And I
cream and
just
then maple syrup. And
but here's the thing. Like, don't you get happy with the smell of waffles and pancakes? Like, come on. Some
I
people
mean,
just
I do, but I also never make them at home.
oh,
Although one
Karen,
day I did call in sick to work, and then I
just to
made
make
pancakes and coffee and sat at my table and ate for like 2 hours. It was amazing. I read a magazine. Great day.
uh-huh. Listen. Yeah, it's like listen, Karen. First of all, I wouldn't eat the whole big cake as the one piece. I really only wanted a bite because like it just would look so good. And I said, could I have a bite of that? Just one. Like, I really was too full for a whole big dessert.
Do you
But
know, I heard that chefs like frown upon the lava cake because it's like cheap cooking.
it's cheap cooking. Lava cake is to die for. Like it
Yeah,
depends
it's
on how you
delicious,
make it.
right?
It's
But I think
delicious.
it's, yeah, they say it's like a cop out or something.
Oh,
That it's,
please.
you know,
Then I am no longer be you cannot call me a food snob anymore or froofy.
oh,
Whoever
can
said
we
that,
limit
no, no,
Remus?
you need to go after that person who said that. How dare they diss the chocolate lava cake like that? Really? Yeah. Because like how many people can make a chocolate lava cake like that, at home? Like not that easy, you know? Although you
I've only
can make
messed it up one time. All my other ones have turned out.
see?
And
Really good,
really,
right?
the one I messed up just was a solid cake. So I'm like, it's still delicious, everyone. Just not oozy in the middle.
Exactly, rabbits. Belgian waffles, the thick ones. Exactly. Mm, Not these little. Oh, listen, Carolyn says Lego my ego.
Robski, I have the best cake hack. Like you make them in muffin tins, but I just use pumpkin and cake mix. Done. It's
Wow.
delicious.
Can you do that in a mug in a microwave? Like people are making these mug cakes in microwave like every day.
No, I just make it in a muffin tin, and then you can like freeze them. You can just have one. They're fantastic.
What kind of cake mix do you use?
Whatever you want. I like devil's food,
I would say
chocolate.
chocolate with pumpkin. Is it one can of pumpkin? What size can?
Just a regular can of pumpkin, but
The
make sure
small
it's
can?
pure
Pump,
pumpkin
not
and
pumpkin
not
pie filling. Right.
right.
It's different.
Yeah,
People don't
how's
get
these
that.
kids call them JuJu muffins? They're so good, and you can add like a little bit of chocolate chips. Don't
I'm
go too heavy with the chocolate chips. People always want to. Don't go more than like a quarter of a bag.
I like the minis for that. Like I sprinkle just a
Yeah.
tiny, tiny bit, and the boys get very excited when they see the little tiny chips on there. Like even though there's none in the batter, like they just get excited, like they think it's gonna be
The
like
muffins.
special. I'm
I
I, I'm
call
gonna
them
make those.
muffins, but they're actually tiny cakes, and they're fantastic. No, it's so good. And it's just pumpkin and cake mix. And when you're mixing it, when you start mixing it, you'll go, this will not work.
Mm.
Stick with it.
Ma-
It'll come
ma-
together.
I hear you. Dark chocolate would be good with them, and I'm like, I actually like banana with pumpkin. Like I would do it like a banana cake.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't like pumpkin. So if
It
I like
hides it.
these, yeah, you can't taste the pumpkin. But you can do it with like spice cake mix. You can do it with anything. But just some of
Mm.
them you can taste the pumpkin. But with
I don't think the
chocolate, you
chocolate
can't.
devil's food would be delicious. Now I'm hungry. Now I want dessert. Like, well, we talked for food for more than like an hour and a half at least.
I find that shocking, Claire. I never could have seen that coming.
Oh, she's. You see how she does me? You people,
What?
you see how she does me? Like, oh my god.
Don't
Like,
try and turn this around to a sympathy stream for you. You're the one who judged me and what's in my kitchen.
I never judged you for what's in your kitchen. when you ask me for a recipe or what that is, I just give you an answer. And you think just because I know about it that that's judging you. And it's not. Like, I think it's great that you have a very organized kitchen and you only have what you need. You're in better shape than me. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with half these stuff. Like, I haven't used it. It's terrible. Like, I kind of agree with you. It's too much.
I know. You should see how quick I can unload the dishwasher too. Like,
Well, I do believe in that. I have one china cabinet in the dining room with my everyday dishes, and everything goes from there to there. And then the cups are over there. It's like so easy. There's silverware drawers right there. Everything's in. Like, it's not fancy. Well, this is all stuff that has to come out of a place to be able to be used. Like, it's not in the regular day-to-day kitchen. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like all that
And
extra
see,
stuff.
those are the things I don't tend to want around. Where, because I'm
Although
like, if I can't like
do
store it in here,
I do have one of those metal grids, like floor to ceiling, next to the fridge that you hang all the utensils and the extra stuff and the pots and all on. So that helps with storage too. Like,
although, you know what I'm going to do? This is,
mhm.
I keep talking about this, but I'm actually going to do it. Because I have my Dutch oven for camping, like cast iron Dutch oven. And I'm going to bring her inside and I'm going to start learning how to bake bread.
You can bake really good bread in the Dutch oven because it gets nice and crispy on the outside, like it should, and stays tender on the inside. That's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
I'm
A
excited
Dutch
about it.
oven is a good extra piece of cookware to have because it's unique in what it can do. It holds heat longer and more even. It's freaking fantastic for stews, and anything you want to cook really long in the oven, um, because it's so even, you know,
Yeah.
once it's heated up.
I mean, I don't know if I love my cast irons. They're fine. But I mean, I take them camping. That's what I do with them. So,
Well, the cast in frying pan is like so great for making cornbread.
yeah, somebody left one at my house. Now I have two. And I'm like, that's a bonus.
I tell you, it's almost necessary to make cornbread, like because it just gets that little bit of extra crisp on the outside of the cornbread. It's so good. Mm.
Or Dutch pancake. Those are good.
Oh my God! See, now that's fancy, and you know how to make that. Look at that.
That's not
This
fancy. That's like
Dutch,
blending up some eggs and throwing them in a cast iron.
a Dutch pancake is no. I'm talking about the Dutch pancake that fluffs up, that has apple and all that in it. Like, what are you
Yeah, I
talking
mean,
about?
you can put in whatever you want in it.
Right. Well, there's a French word for that. It's not Dutch pancake. It's like what is it, cloche or whatever? It's a technique. Okay. In like, see, they're going to call me froofy because I know that. But mm.
So, see,
but
maybe I'm a better cook. I know how to cook things,
you are
but
an excellent cook. It's just that I speak a different language than you do. It's not that you're not a good
I
cook.
speak
You're
the
an
dumb dumb
excellent
cooking
cook.
language. I'm like,
No,
I don't know.
I
We
said
don't.
I did not say that. I said different. Different does not mean that it's higher or lower or anything like that. Different is just different. Okay, like that's not fair, Juju. Like, come on. They never said you were a bad cook ever. Mm-mm.
No, but you made me feel like I was.
All right, people, just buy Juju cookbooks and mail them to her. I think we should harass her at this point now. Now I'm done with this. Like, she's having too much fun. Like, I might know the correct term for it because whatever I learn to do, like, I want to learn it upside down, like the right, like whatever. Like, like I used to like to make for my friends for their birthday their favorite cuisine or their favorite recipe from a restaurant, whatever their favorite dish was.
I
And
do
so
that
I
too.
yeah. So see, like, and I don't call you froofy. Like, hmm.
That's true. Well, it
I
depends on what they want,
I
but
I think I'm a nurturer. I like to take care of people with food. I like to make people happy with food. And so anything that I really like a hobby or things that I enjoy, I like to learn a lot about it. Like, it's just in my nature. So I learned all the different terms and techniques, and I learned the five sauces and all of that. Mm. Because people will say like I'm a good cook or this and that. And then like because somebody likes their lasagna. Like, I don't think one recipe makes you a good cook. I think it makes you, able to take care of your family.
Well, you
But
know what? My mom always told me growing up, she goes, if you can read, you can cook. So, like, just follow the recipe. But then
oh,
you
here you
do
go.
get to a point where you're like,
Yeah,
like, I don't know. You
I don't
take a
know.
recipe and change it.
Okay. All right. Fish said, I'm
Yeah.
an educated cook and Juju is a practical cook. And there's nothing wrong with that. We both make edible food and people enjoy it. And we like to make people happy with that food, however we go about it. Yes, I agree. I agree.
Just Juju, face it. Claire's different.
I am different. I will admit this, and maybe not in a good way. Apparently, according to Juju, like
No,
I
not in a
didn't
bad
make.
way. I think it's cool that you're into it.
How is that how do I make you feel bad just because I know the words for stuff? Like that's not fair. Like oh
Well, obviously,
like
I'm being a little hyperbolic, but
a little hyperbolic. Like there were fucking jet engines coming off those pedals, girl. What do you mean a little hyperbolic? Like wait a minute here. I gotta speak up for myself. You there was tanks of extra freon coming right off you.
what?
Yes, yes.
Say they so.
I bet Claire has Larousse Gastronique. No, I don't own the book, but I know it's a cookbook. I do know that, but I don't own it. But I do. I do. I have some cookbooks. I have all Jamie Oliver's cookbooks. I have Nigella Lawson. I have the Greens
Is she
vegetarian
the
cookbook.
salt, fat,
What?
acid, whatever? Is that hers?
She's dark haired, big. She's the one who gets up in the middle of the night and eats leftovers from the fridge at the end of her videos. I love this woman. Like she likes her food. Yeah.
Leftovers are the best.
Oh, they are. Yeah. Yeah. Um. Uh. It's Nigella Lawson. Like. There. I know. I have. I have a few. And now I use the internet, Mark. I never use these cookbooks anymore. But the Greens cookbook was very good for learning some basic vegetarian techniques for making stocks and stuff like that. Because I had to learn from scratch. In
Are
I think
you
I had
sad to use the internet over cookbooks? Because a little bit I am.
no. I am in a well. I'm always a little bit because I'm also a book nerd. Like I know people are gonna come for me. Like they're Claire, you're just like a freaking alien. Like get out of here, you
No,
nerdy dweeby.
okay, I'll tell
But
you why. Because
I
I have
love
like all my
books.
mom's old
I like
recipes, and
cookbook.
I love like looking at the handwriting, and I love the notes. Like
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
actually add this much of
And
whatever.
I do have all of that. I have notebooks upon notebooks full of these recipes in like, boxes of recipes from people like that. And I keep all the handwritten parts of them. I've got like cookie recipes for the holidays that is like a whole bunch of books and it's got all of these pages like stuck in between the pages of other people's recipes that they
Yeah,
gave
and I
me.
love like I have
And
the old
mhm.
newspaper clippings that we've
And
all ripped out.
this book is disgustingly in bad shape. It's got stuff spilled on it. It looks like a war zone. Like the
Yeah, but
pages
that's the
stick
beauty
together.
of it.
Because I've used it every holiday for like I've used it for every holiday for like 15 years. Well, anyway. I do even when I'm reading like a regular book and all now, I've got my Kindle. I use the internet to do research and stuff. I miss regular books. I do.
See, I
I
still only
still
read
go to the
regular books.
library. I still go to the library and I get my books every once in a while. I will go to the library and get a cookbook out and look at news, especially about a specific cuisine to learn, Japanese cooking techniques or whatever for some cuisine some dish I want to make for a friend. I actually go to the library to research it. Instead of buying all the books and stuff, you just go there and get everything that you need.
See, I'm a library user too, but a lot of people
Mhm.
aren't. Well, more people are than
I
we think.
Mhm. I'd say, at the top of my, I'm that dweeb. At the top of my wallet has my bank card, my license, and my library card. Yes.
Okay, I don't have a wallet, but the back of my cards that I like the pack of them is my
Okay.
library card.
All right. Yeah. I don't carry a purse, but I have a wallet. I mean, I own a
I
few
just put a
purses.
ponytail holder around my cards,
I
and that's what I put them in my pocket.
I love your free spirit. Like I couldn't live this way, but I love your free spirit. I do. I do. I wish I wish I could be freer like that. But I own purses. I just don't like to carry a purse. I'm
No,
not
I hate
like that.
carrying a purse.
I
First
don't.
of
I
all,
can't.
what do you need to haul around like that? Like, when I have a purse,
Well,
I'm like, "This is all crap I don't need."
the only time I really enjoyed, like I really used a purse almost every day is when I was taking care of a relative at the hospital. I was going every day to visit them and meet with their doctors and stuff like that because I could carry a snack, my laptop, a book, my phone, like
No, see, I will
anything I
carry a
needed.
book bag or, like, a messenger bag, like, to the store,
Yeah.
and then I just put all my groceries in there,
Mhm.
and then
It
I,
was
like,
it was a pretty decent sized purse because it carried like a small
but I
laptop. It
wouldn't
wasn't
call that a purse. That's like, because 'cause you're not.
it well, it is a purse. They sell them as a purse. It's a satchel. Like you know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, we should wrap this up. I gotta go. Like I've been talking for 2 hours here about, and now
Alright.
everybody hates me because I'm like Martha Stewart wannabe, who like
No
makes
one
people feel
hates
bad.
you. Everyone loves you.
Let me just see what this poll says. We'll find out.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the poll.
Let's see. Oh, look at this. 89. What is that? 85% or whatever. What does that say? Oh, let me just end it. Oh, everybody would have given me a piece, a bite. Oh,
Yeah.
this is not looking good
You
for
better
the person who
screenshot
says
that
no.
and take
I
it to your
am go
friend. You're like, "Listen,
I can't
I
believe
have
they said they I
told
can't
the
believe they
internet."
said I can't believe they said they wouldn't let me have a bite. Like I can't believe like it's just was so out of
That is
character.
a little bit shocking.
It's shocking, isn't it? Like I said, you know what? Like that would be not going on a second date for me. Yep. Dirty oh Sal, you wouldn't give me a bite of your cake? Sal, really? Really, Sal? Oh man.
It is. I would like to see your face when the person said, "No, you may not have a bite of this."
The I
Because I think I
oh,
would be genuinely confused. I'm like, "What? Are they
I was
serious?"
laughing about it and then going, "Are you kidding?" Like wow, I'm glad this isn't a first date because there would never have been a second date if you did that. Like I actually said that. Or like because I was be like, I can't believe it. And then we got into this whole thing about, well, you didn't order dessert. And why would you eat my food if you didn't want any? Like it was like, I'm like, don't be cake greedy, man. It's only like one bite. Like, come on. He's like, nope,
Yeah.
nope. If you don't have anything to share back, you're not getting my cake. I'm like, oh my God. He was like, I will buy you cake. I would order you cake. I would make you cake. I would get you all the cake
But
you
then
want. But
they're gonna
lay
get
off
mad if
my
they
cake.
buy you one of those and you just take one bite and you're like, "I'm good. That's all I wanted."
I know, like I'm trying not to waste money. Like I wanted one bite, and I didn't even know I wanted it until I smelled like the chocolate or see the chocolate. Like you're like come on, right?
Yeah. I get that.
Jean, you wouldn't give me a bite of your cake either. Oh, you two are going on a list. You two are going on a list. I would stop confessing, people. I'm making a list. You're going on the list with him. Yeah. Mm. I'd share one bite. Beyond that, exactly. All I asked for was one bite, Rocky Couch. It wasn't in the Joey kind of thing. It was one bite. Oh, Mark, see? Look, he said, the difference for me is if
Oh,
I had
Mark.
something that delicious, I would offer the other person a bite so they could experience it. Definitely second date worthy. There you
Yep.
go.
Mark comes in with the winning answer.
There you go, Mark. Take notes, gentlemen, ladies, dirty Uncle Sal and Jen in particular. Take notes.
Dirty
Take
Uncle
notes
Sal and Jen can go out to eat together. They'll do just fine.
and not share their cake. Yes. Oh, just order the cake that your dinner partner is allergic to. Simple. Oh, Robski, it's
Robski.
terrible. There was only
Things of it.
one bite. All right, Robski, do you want to go on that list too? Seriously? I don't know. Anyway, Juju, thank you for keeping me company tonight.
Yeah, it was nice.
Of course, I'm gonna have to go like cry now over my excessive use of kitchen appliances that nobody's ever heard of or need.
And I'm gonna
Ah,
go feel better about myself. My
yes, yeah,
kitchen.
you should. You should. Because your kitchen's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with your kitchen.
No, this was fun. It's nice to
Yeah.
be back.
It is. So I guess I'll see everybody during the week. And I believe Mousy is streaming in a little bit. So you
Oh
guys
yes, Mousy is.
let's like head over there. Could one of the mobs drop her link if you can find it?
Cracker. I'll
I'll
always
just
order
on
2 desserts from now on. I
oh
mean,
ding so
actually.
yes. Okay, so the greedy cake boy has exposed himself. Okay, there you go. Okay, this man wouldn't give me one bite, not one. Like now, can you believe it? Yeah, problem solver. Just order 2 desserts from now on so that Claire doesn't ask for a piece. And it was a rhetorical question anyway. Like we were laughing our butts about it. But he was serious. And no matter what I said, he would not say that he would give me one bite of that cake. Not one bite. Nope. Nope. He wasn't giving in. Mm.
Well, I mean, and partially I understand it because have you ever like put something in your fridge and you're like, I'm excited to consume this later, and then you come back and it's gone. But that's
I
a
don't
different
see
story.
I know, but I don't see how one bite ruins the dessert for him. Like it's
No,
not.
it
It's
doesn't.
it's one bite. I wasn't talking like I do hate those girls who say, "Oh, I'm too full. I don't want dessert," and then they eat half your dessert.
Yeah.
Or yeah, like that's wrong. We weren't talking about that, and I think maybe there have been some women like that in his life that did that to him.
I'm
Okay,
sure there
but
have been.
but that is not me. It was one bite, and I've always just stuck to what I mean and what I say. And if I say one bite, I mean one bite. Like, and if I go for the second bite, you have permission to smack me with the fork. Like, yes.
Or if you go
Yes.
for too big a bite, you're like, I'll just take a
Yep.
quarter of this cake in one bite.
Yes, it is the principle of the matter. You selfish cake hoarder. Yes, it is the principle of the matter. He said it's the
He's been
principle.
burned on this cake situation before. That's evident.
It
And
is
you
the
just
principle.
got the fallout from it.
Yes, it's like, come on. Like, it was just like, come on. Like, okay, this is a conversation for next week. We shall discuss it.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah,
go
we're
now.
done.
Yeah, we're done with this. Like, I'm taking this to the streets. Okay. Goodbye, Shill. Have a good night. We're all out of here tonight now. Anything. What has happened to me? It has happened to you guys. I understand it, but I don't think it's fair to judge me. I don't think it's fair. I don't think he says damn straight I am. I called him a cake hoarder, and he's like, yep. He's owning his cake selfishness. He's like all into his chocolate cake. Don't ask him for any. Okay. All right. Thank you, Juju. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget to head on over to thank you for dropping Mousie's link and everything. Thank you, Shill. Thank you, Rabbits. I think that's Juju's link though, not Mousie's, but whatever. Okay. You're already at a loss. I don't normally order dessert, so okay. Yes, sharing is
Wait, who
caring,
doesn't normally?
Carolyn. Jin, he doesn't order dessert. Like, and I would have like I thought I was too like I would have been too full or not want a whole cake, a whole piece of cake, but it looks so good. I would want one bite. Like, what's wrong with one bite? I just don't understand the one bite theory. Okay.
Well, maybe that's
Anyway.
yeah for restaurants to sell cake shots. Like, here's
Oh.
one bite for you.
Maybe. But on that, Juju, I'll see you during the week maybe and talk to you. And otherwise, we'll be back here next week, guys. Right? Maybe.
Yep, we'll be here.
Unless she's too mad at me about the appliances, but we'll talk.
That's right. Unless
Okay.
I'm just in the kitchen cooking up a storm.
I think you giving me a public shaming should make us even on that one. Okay, I think like when I was
I
away
didn't
too long,
publicly share. I just said I had a beef with you two, and then it ended up where it ended up.
it ended up into a public shaming about the kitchen appliances. But
I mean,
that's
I feel great about what transpired.
of course you do. I have to go through a freaking exorcism, like and everything. Like what? Okay, all right. See you later. Bye, everybody.
Good night, everyone.